Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to the One Piece video featuring your girl, Charlotte's Pudding. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP08 here on the channel, which I'm very excited to bring to everybody, let alone, this isn't something we normally do here, especially considering OP08 is about a month and some change away. We're still in OP07. I have a lot of deck lists that I still want to go over, but I also have a lot of deck lists I want to get into for OP08. And I have a channel update that I want to talk about in a future video that's coming to the channel. Should be this week. But without further ado, we're going to dive into a list here that I've been cooking up. This is my first iteration of Pudding. I have a version 2 I'm going to show you guys today as well. So we're going to play a little bit of games with both variants. But without further ado, let's dive into this list, see what this leader can do. Let's talk about it. So if you guys don't know, Pudding allows you to turn 2 life face up in your life pool and then ramp 1 Dawn rested each and every time this character attacks. The downside to it is, of course, you turn 2 life cards face up. Therefore, you're revealing information to your opponent. They know what those 2 life cards are going to be, and then they can try to play around them. The downside to it is, once they are face up, you cannot activate your leader ability again unless you have 2 face down life, one after the other. So for example, if you have 1 life face up and then the next life face down, you will not be able to activate her leader ability. They both need to be face down before this leader ability will be able to trigger. You also cannot activate this leader ability if you only have 1 life. So do be mindful of that. So how do we find a way to work around that? We have cards in the list such as Sanji, Newgate, and Viola. They all do similar things. They're all different. And of course, I have some opinions about each of these, and I think everyone here does as well. Sanji is a searchable 2K counter that you can get off with the Pudding search, right? Pudding is going to be a staple card in the list that allows you to search out for almost all of the cards here, being your big mom pirates, such as your 10-cost mom, your 9-cost mom, and your 6-drop Katakuri. These are going to be the essential pieces that you will be looking for off of the Pudding. But she also can get into a Sanji, and the other 2 Sanjis, which are pretty okay with this list, which are the 4-cost Sanji. I think this is more ideal for Katakuri, Anel, any other yellow deck opposed to Pudding, but you can also use this in here as well. The other Sanji is going to be the 2K Sanji that we utilize in decks such as Purple Luffy, Red Purple Luffy, and Reiju and RP Law. Now, the downside to this card is you are generally never going to get off this effect and play this down for fewer Dawn, because we have more Dawn than our opponent 90% of the time due to the fact of how this deck works, how fast you ramp up. So on the upside, he has a 2K counter and a blocker. But these are some of the Sanjis that you will utilize here in this list. This Sanji, of course, gives you an option of taking a card from your life to your hand, which is really interesting, from the top of your deck. So you're allowed to interchange cards. So in other words, if that card is face up, you can take that and put another card that's face down, etc. Now, personally, I enjoy the 6-cost Sanji. This is going to be in my other list that we'll talk about here in a minute. I like this one more so than this just because it's a little bit more defensive. He's a 6K blocker as well, and he can't be popped with things like Onami, Egghead Luffy, and stuff like that. Whereas Viola as a blocker can be. So he's a little bit more tankier, he's a little bit more reliable, but he is kind of expensive. You know, each their own. And speaking of Viola, she has a similar ability to Newgate, which in this deck, if you have any life cards that are face up, Pudding's ability is a little bit harder to activate. Therefore, with Viola and Newgate, these cards allow you to flip those cards from face up to face down. Now, Newgate personally is a little bit of a you know what I mean? He's okay, but he does fight for that 6-drop slot in this list, whereas you want Katakuri on curve pretty much all the time if you're able to do so, opposed to Newgate. Now, this is also an unsearchable card. You can't find this off the Pudding search, whereas with Pudding, in your opening hand, you're searching out for your 9-drop Linlin, your 10-cost Linlin, and Katakuri. Those are your ideal picks. I don't want to play a Pudding down and run across like 3 Newgates. You know, that would feel terrible. So I'm thinking about cutting him from the deck entirely, because I personally don't get a lot of use out of him. but I know there's various different lists of puddings out there that utilize this card to some capacity. I don't feel it, but each their own. In any case, we're going to play a couple games today with this list, and then I will play a couple games today without this list, and we'll show you guys list number 2, which is more so my favorite variation, but each their own. The Viola, this is going to be a staple card in every single pudding deck that you guys can come up with. I think this card is very, very good for what it allows you to do, especially considering it turns all your face-up life into face-down, which is nice, right? Because you also can look at your opponent's life and rearrange them. So if you guys are playing in some matches such as like Black Yellow Luffy, Katakuri, Enel, Queen, what have you, this is going to be a very, very strong card to get on board to organize your opponent's life and mess up their tempo plays. The upside to some of these other cards, like Bon Clay here, allows you to ramp early, very strong into Black Yellow Luffy matchups, very strong into what's the other deck? Other puddings and Katakuri. Now, this also is a card that you need to see in the early game, along with Katakuri on curve, if you guys are able to. That way you can ramp up very, very quickly and get down a 9-cost Big Mom or 7-drop Big Mom by turn 4. Yes, it's that fast. It's really good, especially if you guys see curve. Now, speaking of Big Mom, this is a flex spot here in this list, along with Jewelry Bonnie. I like them both. I think I need to up the ratios on Bonnie here to get a lot more consistency out of it. The idea is we play with a lot of no counter cards, being the moms, the Parasparrows, the moms. Having Bonnie, if you attack with any characters on your field or make your opponent lose a life at some point while this card is on board, if you have one Dawn attached to it, this card does not have to attack. It just has to have a Dawn attached to it. So if you deal a damage to your opponent, you're able to cycle 2 cards in your hands and draw, which is really good. You draw 2, trash 1. Therefore, get rid of some dead cards, draw more cards. It sounds great. The downside to it is I'm only running 2. So I'm thinking about trying a variation here when I'm running 4 or doing something of that nature. Now, in my other list here, I want to show you guys real fast before we dive into some games today. This is pudding variation number 2. We swapped out the yellow Sanji 2K counter for the purple one here, which again, I favor this one more so than the other one for utility. And then we got rid of the Newgate for Onami. Now, Onami, we all know what this card is. We all know how good this card can be. The reason why I think it's pretty strong in pudding and any other yellow deck right now is because you guys are going to be playing up against a bunch of green decks, such as Jewelry Bonnie. You're going to be playing against any deck in the current format that can utilize Bon Clay, 5-cost Kid, 5-cost Queen. This card allows you just to remove them, Sabos, all of that jazz. Nami is very, very good for that reason. The downside to this is, unlike Katakuri, where you can just play Onami down, give Katakuri Banish, attach 1 Dawn, swing for 7, which in turn makes your opponent discard 2, pudding doesn't get that effect, right? She swings for 5 or 6 with 1 Dawn attached. But what you do have with Onami, which I hope I can showcase today, there are times where you can play Onami down when you already have Mom on the field to give this Banish and swing for 12k. So when you're trying to go for game, you can go ahead and remove 2k counters or what have you from their life due to the Banish effect with Nami, which is really, really fun. The other card here we've included into the list is going to be Hiyori. This should be a staple, should be a no-brainer, and I don't want to do any yellow build without this card. I think this card is really good, let alone into pudding. This card allows you to set up your life with the 0-cost event and the Capones in the late game to make sure you guys can stabilize and stay alive up until the point where you can just chain Moms back to back. But that's pretty much her only use here. But in any case, we're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Hope you guys enjoy this list. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this build and the other build. Let me know what you guys are running. Let me know what you guys think I should try next when it comes to pudding. I'm very much excited for her in OP08, so stay tuned for more different variations of pudding and multiple other decks here on the channel. Let's play a bunch of games. See you guys in a split second. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Coming at you guys with pudding, playing into Vegapunk, in which you should be Very excited about Vegapunk and OP08. I think this leader has a lot of potential, especially with the new Egghead stuff, you know, S-Snake and all that sort of thing. I'm very excited for it, especially the new Nami. It might be a scary deck. No more RP Law, no more stage on Rob Lucci. It could be interesting to see how this meta turns out in OP8. It's definitely going to be different than overseas, so I can't wait to see what kind of other decks pop up out of nowhere. In any case, our hand is pretty cracked outside the fact we don't have pudding, so I did take a risk. I do hope we can draw into a Mom. We just need to see one Mom, and we can get this Rampage going, but we have all the ramp that we possibly need. The downside is we're playing against Vegapunk, so he's able to heal up quite a bit and drop down extra blockers, and we don't have a lot of ways to remove them other than the 9-cost Mom, so I do want to counter early on this first hit because I don't like giving away my first life before I attack. I like to know what it is. Often not, it's nothing special because we don't have a lot of triggers in the deck. It's just something like, that's a personal thing for me. There's Shaka already. Alright, so we can go 5 here. Well, he's just going to block with that, right? So I guess we have to play Bon Clay first. Then we can go 6. Usually I would hit first, just in case. Because I don't know if he's running any sort of triggers that allow him to pop units on board like Nami and stuff. So this might be a bad idea. Well, we got a Lin Lin and a Viola. Gives me a Nami, so he does run that as well. So now he should be able to just give me Lin Lin here, and I can ramp up into her very, very soon. He's running 6 Dawn, so we go to 8 next turn. With Katakuri, it'll ramp us to 9, if I wanted to do that. There's a lot of things that he can do, too. Especially with the S-Snake, if you want to freeze Bon Clay. Okay, cool, never mind. There's S-Snake. He pops it instead. Pretty good. It's unfortunate, but pretty good. Yep, I'll take that. And I doubt he attacks here with Shaka. Yep. Sanji 2k. Let's go 6k here. We'll ramp up again. That's not good. Let's get down Viola. We'll flip all our life face down and pass turn over. This just allows us to have a little cushion. We know the next card is going to be a Viola, and then it's going to be a Capone. So we have a way to at least freeze one of his units if he decides to be aggressive and try to go for game. And the reason why I say try to go for game is because he saw 2 of our extra life, 2 more lives of ours, so he knows what we're going to draw into. He knows we have 1 Big Mom in hand, so potentially 6k counter at most, unless we have the 0-cost event. I could take this one, which doesn't hurt me too much, because we get another blocker. And he should know that we have Capone next, unless he didn't pay attention. I don't see him attacking with Shaka on 1 life, so potentially he uses one of his Dawn to put another card on life here to heal 1. Lover's got 5 left, or he would have 4 left. Now what? Oh, that's right, Atlas. Atlas is a big girl, man. Probably gonna swing in at 7, maybe. Oh, okay. At least that's not another blocker, so we should be able to deal with that. What do you get? Okay, Frankie 2k counter. So at least 1 2k out of 5 in hand. One of those 2ks are going to go... I'd imagine he would put Frankie on life, right? That way he can draw 1 and get a body on board. Maybe. Left 1 Dawn open. So he's got an event. Yep, there's Shaka. The downside to this scenario is I don't want him to have the blocker on board, so we have to Mom first. And then the only thing I can do... I guess I could attack with both, Leader and the Katakuri. He has to choose one of the other 2 guard or give me card out of hand. So this will probably give me the 2k counter from the Frankie. Okay, or blocks out. 2k here maybe? And then some? Okay, 0 cost, or the 1 cost event. That's fine. So at least for now we know one of the 4 cards. I think we're sitting pretty good. At the very least, we just have to remove the Shaka or be able to get away around it. 5 Dawn left. He needs 1 Dawn to play down another blocker. And it's probably better for me to guard Katakuri with everything I have here. Because I don't see him attacking with the blocker, right? So he will probably Dawn up either the Lilith or the Nami to try to clear the Katakuri here. But he only can use so much Dawn and be able to heal himself. That's 8. 3 left. So that means one of the Liliths can attack me, and then one of the Liliths can attack Katakuri. So I need to give him the 0 cost event here to stay alive. It feels a little awkward, but if I do it the other way around, I won't have counter for the Lilith. Unless he attacks with Shaka. Okay, good. We're good, we're good. We'll counter this as well. Now he should heal. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fall 5 to face, no problem. Pudding, which is interesting, because if we can actually play Pudding next turn and draw into the 9 cost Mom, that would be pretty good too, because we'd be able to heal ourselves and remove the Shaka blocker. But it goes in life and you just be able to trigger it back down. So we might be able to split up all Dawn here and go 3 swings, which is probably the better play. There's a Robin. 7 cost Mom. I think this would be really risky. Like, really, really risky. Yep. That sucks. We already have a Mom in hand. Might as well take the 2k. I was hoping we'd get it, but that's fine. He should heal me here. Yep. So we could do 7, 12, 7. Or we can go 8, 12, 6. Doesn't really matter, right? Let's do the correct way. Okay, alright. Not what I expected. I cannot pop that either, because he has less life than me, so that's unfortunate. He's got... I don't think clearing board is the correct move. I think we should just go for face, right? I mean, we are at 3 life, technically. Or 4, sorry. Draws 2. This should give me the blocker. It's better to be at 2 life for him than 0, right? Or sorry, than 1. Good. So he could play down Yamato, right? Heal 1. Use his leader ability to put a Shaka in life. Because we've only seen 2. Then he'd be back at 3 with 4 more swings. 12 the Mom. Cool. 4 Dawn left. So he can attack Mom again. We'll counter out this one. So he can potentially kill Katakuri here and then heal himself. He just has to go 7. Which he should do. Yep. You got it. And then please give me 2 cards. Please. I love that art, by the way. I think that art is so good. I wish we got an AA, like a special art or an SP or something, because it is amazing. Watching Katakuri eat donuts is awesome. Alright, come on, buddy. Going 6, sure. I don't know why you attached the Dawn there, honestly. There's a new gate, which isn't going to help us at all, so there's that. What do you put on life here? A Bonnie, okay. I'm gonna Capone. I think we're free just to go for game here. He's got 3 in hands, so no events unless he has a 0 cost. So let's just go 9 here. This allows him to draw 2 and then trash 1, so similar to Shirahoshi. And then we'll just go 12k on lead. Or 14, sorry. Good. No trigger. Good game, buddy. Well played. I hope, at least. 0-0. Yeah. Awesome. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and dive into another game. And of course, we're going to try to get these off as rapid fire, as quickly as we possibly can. Sometimes these matches don't last 5 minutes, and Pudding is just able to ramp very, very quickly into the big bodies, which out-tempos most of my opponents, which is nice. Being able to drop one 10-cost mom into another 10-cost mom can just set so many decks back very, very quickly. Let's go ahead and ramp with Pawseplayz here. Let's attack first, just in case he plays, you know, Onamis or Egghead Luffys. Speaking of Onami, we'll take those. So now he knows what's on top of our life, which isn't really hard for Katakuri, because his leader ability allows him just to move something somewhere else. So that Onami probably won't get value if I had to guess. Okay. Double Pawseplayz, which is pretty good, but not ideal. Let's get Bonchan on board. We'll ramp up. Let's go ahead and rip that life with Flampe, and then he can do whatever he wants to do with the Onami. Because I feel like if we don't do this, he'll put the Big Mom on bottom, and then that could possibly be the only Big Mom we see this game. Who knows? Alright, this way he's forced to make a choice. Alright, so that should go bottom. Yep. Go 7. That's fine. I could get rid of the 0-cost event, but I'd rather save it because I have Hiyori in hand. And we got an Onami anyway. Sorry, buddy. Draws another Pawseplayz. 4 Dons open. There's not a lot that we play with 4 Don as Katakuri, honestly. Okay, that's fair. 9k. There's just so much. You got it. Giving him my whole hand is not what I want to do. Alright, so now we threaten the Pawseplayz each and every turn. So you should be attacking with that first. We're at 8. I cannot ramp at the Big Mom this turn. I need to get rid of the Pawseplayz as well. So let's go ahead and do the Hiyori thing first. We should be safe. He shouldn't be able to do Big Mom next turn, so. Because of the 7, I guess you could drop the 7 cost, right? But in that case, we just give him a life. Get another one of these down, in case he wants to start dropping his moms on board. That way we have something to attack with. And now we'll just go 8k in the Paro. I don't really care too much about playing a blocker here, because there's 0-cost event in life. We got rid of that. Good, you whiffed. You love to see it. Not really, but it is what it is. So he's at 7. So no Big Mom comes down this turn. It looks like 9, he's probably going to play the other Pawseplayz, or 10, sorry. Let's go ahead and heal up. I could get rid of the Katakuri here, or the Onami, which is the best play. Yep, there's that. There's Mom. Let's go ahead and remove this. We can put this on bottom of life. That way we know he's not going to be healing himself. Go 5 to lead. Yep, cool. Yeah, I know we could attack with Bonchan and just copied Paro's ability or power and get a swing in, but I don't want him to clap back and kill these just yet. I want him to drop a Mom. That way Mr. 2 has something to steal power from. Speaking of which, 7 drop. Go ahead, play it. You won't. There's no shot you play that right now. Unless he doesn't have any other Moms in hands. But I feel like if he was to play the 7 drop, it'd be a little silly. Okay, banish. Weird play, but I'll take it. I wouldn't counter that anyway, I guess. 12k lead. There's a Hiyori. Get another Pero. Maybe he's trying to play around Mr. 2. Because we know that he drew the 7. And perhaps if he decided to play it on board right there, he probably could have gone for a game. No trigger. Let's go 9. Alright, we're doing good. Let's drop Mom. Sorry, buddy. Sometimes it just be this way. So now it's his turn, if he has her. I don't think it'll save him, but he might have it. I think this is one of those situations where if he plays Mom down, I have 5 attacks with 12k. Because Mr. 2's, my mom's, and my leader. 5 attacks. Alright, just going to go for game this way. Take it. So that means he goes 9k with lead. Oh, okay, Mario. Well played. 5, 6, 7. Rest that. 7k. And that means his leader will swing in for 8. So we can counter out here. Or we can take this hit. I guess it's better for him to remove it. You know, one less attacker that he has to defend from this turn. If he has the counter in hand anyway. I think we can get through this. He's got 9 in hand. We can start off with the big one here. Because we know his life already. If this goes through, I'd imagine we can win the game. Oh, okay. I don't know if that would have been my first choice, but fair. Well, I guess that makes sense, right? He has to guard it, otherwise we just go 19k with other Lin Lin. So, how about another 12? And that's my bad. We wouldn't have 5 12k attacks this turn. Quick math, you know. Mr. 2 has nothing to steal power from. But we do have 3 12k swings, which is nice. Good game. Because that one's a Pero Sparrow. Well played, bud. Well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to swap out some cards in this deck here. I'm not having too much success, I think, with Newgate. Not that he's not a great card, I just don't utilize his effect that often. So I ended up dropping that for Onami's, in which I feel like Onami's will help me out in pretty much all of your matchups, right? If she's on trigger, of course. But, outside of that, the Newgates do exactly what Viola does, except for Viola's also a blocker, so I feel like she's just a better of the two. And the Onami helps you in this matchup, specifically, because, you know, the Cavendish, what the heck is that? Dillinger, really. Interesting. But it helps you out with the Cavendish, it helps you out in the, what's the other deck? The Carrot matchup as well. Nami just being able to pop a 5-cost body is quite strong. It helps you out in Yamato, being able to remove the Momonosuke blockers. It's pretty good. So I opted to utilize her over the Newgate and see how I feel about it. But, you know, being a yellow deck, I think triggers are important. Let's go ahead and get down Bond Clay, ramp up again here. The downside to this matchup is I feel like it's an auto lose if I don't see ramp. Because by the time they get to the Eustace Kid turn, you know, they always have a Dawn active, so they're able to rest your leader and or your one of your moms on board, and then you don't have enough Dawn most of the time to get over the Kid, because we're ramping into playing these big bodies. Once we play them down, when we attack with one that's already on board, she just rests the other one. So when they're able to get cards down like Cavendish, which we do have a Onami coming up, and I think they won't attack me with Cavendish next turn. Otherwise, we just pop it, right? Like, it would make sense. But being able to stick down a Big Mom and then have to deal with Eustace Kid already is pretty tough. So I think we're going to take out the 7-cost Big Moms and replace those with either Ragnarok or Katakuri. We might as well just attack with this because we know she's going to rest one or the other, right? It doesn't really matter here in this scenario. Yep. Hey, yo, I'll take that. That's cool. This might be an interesting play. We are at 9 Dawn here. Can't do a whole lot, but potentially we can get down Katakuri to ramp up. Just to have another 7k body on board is nice. Or we can just play down 7-drop Mom, which is probably the better play, ideally. Come on, you know you want to heal me. You don't want to pop. You don't want me to pop that. Give me the life. They definitely, yeah, okay, cool. And this is the problem that we have here in this match. Now, when I swing with Lin, she just rests A or B, right? So, we gotta get rid of that Dillinger somehow. This is why I think more so Katakuri or Ragnarok could be pretty useful here. Freeze a Dawn. Oh, you're so cool. You're so cool. So now we can't 10-drop Mom. So that kind of sets us back a little bit. The good thing, we have so many cards in hand, which is kind of nice. We can do this, we can get rid of the Bonnie, and then run the 8-drop into the Cavendish here. And it definitely was better for me to attack first with the 8-drop, and then play 9, because now she's just going to rest my 9-drop and go about her day. She goes up the 9 Dawn next turn, so I don't see them doing all too much, but still. Let's try to get rid of this. Definitely a misplay here on my part. Unless she just rests the leader, right? Okay, interesting. That's fair. So I forget, they go to 9, so they can't really Dofi me here, so that's fine. Even though mechanically, I think that was the incorrect order to do things. We don't need Pudding here anymore. We also don't need Katakuri. Pudding potentially can find me another 10 Mom or another 2k counter, so Katakuri, we've already got our ramp up all the way. Oh, that's terrifying. Alright, as much as I want to drop 10 Mom here and just call it a day, that's probably a terrible idea. Because no matter how I cut this, if I attack with either one of my Linlins here, she's going to rest the other Linlin, right? And then I have a 5k attack with my leader. Or she's just anticipating me to drop Linlin here, the 10 cost. And if I do that, Zoro can potentially swing in for 3 times. Yep, so there's the resting. You take the hit, right? I should have swung with 9. I don't know why I chose to swing with 8. So 2 misplays I made so far. And I'm sure when I go back and edit these, I'm going to find so many more. But it is what it is. We're only human. Getting down the 9-drop isn't a bad idea, but I think getting down both blockers is something I have to do here. Because if I play the 9-drop, Zoro just clears board, right? We don't need to flip mine down. Let's see what he's got going on here. Okay, Dofi. We know about the Bonnie. I don't want to run into Doflamingo. So if we can survive and drop a 10 Mom, we can pop the Doflamingo in life, which is a pretty good idea. Getting chain Doflamingo back to back sounds horrible. Yeah, let's play down both of them, why not? 6 Dawn left. I can't really do all too much besides a Pudding play. I guess we're taking the 2k counter here. Not bad. And then let's go 10k to lead. By the way, for those of you who kept pestering me about, you know, doing the Dawn thing, making it where I can just attach all Dawn, I appreciate you. Thank you for telling me to do that in almost every video, you know. This has been the most useful thing about this. I always forget it. So I very much appreciate that. So now we're at Sendon. I would think they wouldn't play Eustace Kid here. They would try to clear both moms, but we have 2 blockers on board here. So realistically, they could kill 1. If they both survive, we can win game next turn, depending on what cards they have in hand. We know the next card in life is going to be a Doflamingo. If I remember correctly. That's fine. Alright. More moms in hand, great. Oh, they had a Dofi in hand as well. That's okay. A little scary. A little scary. Should we just heal here? We can get rid of the Dillinger. We can trash 7-drop mom or the 9-drop mom here. I think the 10-1 is more valuable. Heal a life. I probably shouldn't have done this, honestly. I should have just left that on board. Smart. I'm guessing they chose not to attack here just because we, on the clapback, we can just kill both. So, it's well played. Let's go 9 face. They'll rest the other mom. Wow, who couldn't have saw that coming? Crazy. Do you have 5k counter in here? Wow, you do. Alright. Yep. That card right there is so good, by the way. Carrot. I have a Yamato build I've been experimenting with, so hey, stay tuned, man. It is so good. Being able to freeze big moms, being able to freeze the Nell's 7-drops is pretty cool. I can't really do all too much here. I could potentially drop the 7-drop mom on top of our 7-drop already, and then attack in for 8k. Nice, we got rid of the 2k counter. Oh, I thought that was a 10k Doflamingo. I must have already given them the Dofi, and that's probably what the Dofi is on board right now. I totally forgot about that. I guess I forgot about the order. That's fine. 1 life left. I don't think they could kill me here. And I think if they can't kill me, they lose the game, right? For the following turn, unless they have the Monk blocker and maybe a Monet or a Rocinante. They need something to survive at least 1 more turn. We get a Sanji off that. Another 12k swing. Okay. I mean, I don't see why I would guard here, honestly. So I can do this again and attack with Dofi too, so. Alright, Zoro, we got 1 more hit. Yep. 4 down open for the Monk, the blocker. Interesting. I don't know why they didn't just run into Linlands to begin with. But I'm sure there's a plan here somewhere. 13. Yep. That was smart to attack that one, because I would have just given them the blocker otherwise. If they went for life. Or sorry, if they went for life, I would just take in the damage. So, that makes sense. Yep. Onami's not going to help here, but I can play down the Hiyori 0-cost event, which might be the better option. Because this will push me down to 1 life, and we should have 0 cost to save ourselves next turn. But I don't think we need it. They got 6 in hand. Nice. That was pretty spooky. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, rapid fire. Like I mentioned before, we're going to try to get these games done as quickly as we possibly can. We are playing a very, very aggressive ramp deck into Big Moms, so they don't typically last that long, depending on what I'm playing against. This, however, that is Rebecca For those of you guys that are new around here, Rebecca is a OP04 leader who is quite slow. And what I mean by that, she can't attack, so there's not a lot of tempo that isn't going to be in my favor for most of this game. Because when she can't swing, I don't have to discard cards from my hand, but they do have access to black and blue. So things like Red Rock, 10-drop Kuzan, the new Jack in OP08. So they have a lot of potential to just pop bodies on board. So, alright. So they got Luffy out of that search. There's 2 Rebeccas in the Sabo. Already in trash. Love to see it. You know, pass turn here? What are you doing? Alright, there we go. Cool. So we get another 2k counter, which is not too bad. We're on 4 Dawn. Let's go ahead and attack, get our ramp up. Capone and a Sanji 2k. I can't really play a whole lot, so I guess we can just play Pero Sparrow here and pass turn in hopes that they pop Pero with like a Kuros or something and I'm able to like search for 3 cards. I don't feel Pero is going to get a lot of damage in, so hopefully he just gets pops instantly, which is less removal that I have to worry about later. They need to see an Orlumbus at the very least. So potentially, oh never mind, there goes stage. I was thinking it'd be like an Orlumbus into a Leo to pop the Pero Sparrow. That'd be pretty nice, but at least they found stage. So now Kuroses have multiple lives, so that's something I have to worry about. And or ignore. There's Orlumbus. And now Rebecca cannot swing, which is great. There's a Pudding. We're at 7. As much as I want to play down the Viola, I won't be able to do Viola and the Katakuri here, which is unfortunate. I do want to ramp up and make sure we're on 10 down for the following turn, though. Because right now, with Katakuri, we'll get there. See if we can get some cards out of hand here. I would think she would want to counter, that way she can do her leader ability. So we're at 7. That'll just get popped. Yeah, let's do Katakuri here. Go ahead and ramp up. So now we're on 8. So we will be on 10 Dawn next turn, which is already turn 4, by the way. So being able to drop 10 cost Mom this early in the game is kind of scary, to be honest. Let's go 6 lead and we'll drop Pudding next. Or we can play down Flampe to take the 2k off life there. I wouldn't imagine they swing with Orlumbus, so it's probably not the best idea. Get a 2k counter from that. Let's get down Pudding. Darn. Unfortunate. Was hoping to see at least 1 Mom there. That'd been great. We still have another opportunity here with the Pero Sparrow if they decide to pop it, which should be great. Please do that. Look at that. They're on 7 Dawn. We're already on 10 by turn 4. Is so nice. Okay. Discarded 1 card for the Orlumbus ability. Yeah, sure. They have to pop Rebecca on board. They got themselves a Rebecca off their leader swing, or sorry, off their leader ability. Katakuri is a 2, which means this could be a Brook into a Kuros. If they run Brook. Oh, wow. Alright. Yo, I'll take that any day, man. To be able to... They had to use a big removal just to get rid of Katakuri is kind of nuts. He already served his purpose, so I don't know if that was viable or not, but alright. Yeah, this is fine. Darn. Really? Whiffed on 2 searches there. The Pudding and the Pero Sparrow. So the top 7 had no big moms. And that's good, though, because now those cards are gone. So 4 cards in hand. I think we want to clear the Orlumbus at most. But this they should be able to guard out. Yeah, there goes the Sabo. That's 2 Sabos we've seen so far, 2 Rebeccas. I mean, we might as well. I'm not really in any danger. I don't really need to drop Mom right now. I want to get rid of this as quickly as possible. Otherwise, Kyros and Orlumbus get to stay on board for free because Kyros cannot die with Orlumbus' ability, which is nice. Let's check and see what they got over here. Okay, 2 2K counters, Orlumbus, and Gravity Blade. Yeah, we can leave Gravity Blade last, because I feel like we'll have a bunch of Moms by the time we need to go for game. Well, this is fine too, but I'll put it this way instead. Because like I said, I think we'll have a lot of Moms by that time. And potentially we can actually get a 10-cost Mom to pop the Gravity Blade. Because we're on 9 here. Maybe Gecko Moria, maybe a Sabo play. Because Gecko would be pretty good here, wouldn't it? They can drop Gecko and take Rebecca back from the trash, play her on board, and grab a Kyros. Or play Luffy. Forgot they had that in hand. Okay. You can't attack me, that's for sure. You're really gonna stack 2 Dawn to kill Pero, Sparrow, and Viola? That's crazy, man. Alright, I mean, you got it. That seemed like silly goose behavior there, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't understand that. And you're gonna restand. Okay. So I imagine Kyros kills the pudding here as well. There's a Mom. Alright, we're in business. They also have 3 cards in hand. Yep, so pudding's gone. We get another Katakuri. Let's drop the Mom. I forgot what the top life was. Okay, Orlumbus. So Orlumbus, and then it's 2 2K counters, and then Gravity Blade. I don't know if I remember that. That's the 3rd Sabo we've seen. And Luffy's on board, so I don't know any other cards in hand that they've searched out for. Unless they have the other Orlumbus, because I believe they got one earlier. Okay, so they have Bastardo, Orlumbus. Why would you do that? Why would you take the Bart from trash instead of Sabo? Unless I missed something and they put all the Sabos back in the deck with the Luffy effect. Because that's a possibility. Because ideally I would think you would want to take the Sabo from trash with Rebecca to play him down to have 2 blockers. So I got the sword. Yeah, they got the Bart from the Rebecca ability. Interesting. Unless they already have a Sabo in hand. Let me see. No, they're still here. So unless I'm misunderstanding something, they decided to not get the Sabo? Alright, cool. And they're going to restand Luffy here. There's the Big Mom. And we'll get the Sanji 2K as well. There's so many things that we could do. I get 10-cost Mom again. Or we can play the 9-drop Mom to remove the Rebecca. Clear board. All besides the Kyros. I can't remove the Kyros. So perhaps we go 5K into Bart. Remove the Rebecca with our 9-cost Mom. And run Big Mom into the Luffy here. Because there's no way they kill us at all next turn. So, let's try it this way first. I'm not going to get anything with Onami here. put this in life. Yep. We'll go 6 here. And then 12 into Luffy. Nice. See? Looking real good. Looking real good. Oh. Oh, that's a problem. And I don't remember which one of these cards was the Gravity Blade. I already forgot. I know it's coming soon, but I don't remember which order it was in. Nice. Oh. I think I should have played Mom here. Oh, okay, never mind. Cool. We'll play Mom now. That way we can just rip the Rebecca. So next turn they have the potential of removing both of these cards, right? With Gravity Blade. And this is because Kuzan is on board, which is terrifying, by the way. This combination is kind of nutty when you think about it. Yep. Sure. And he can attack this turn with Kyros. So it's another 10 and an 8k. I have enough counter for this? No, sir. I kind of need this. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Now what do you do? Yep, okay, so there's a blocker. Nice. Well played. It's pretty solid. You know, I kind of feel bad beating up on Katakuri players, but, you know, being able to drop Big Mom versus Katakuri is not something we often do. So it's kind of cool that we have another deck that also can utilize Big Mom and give Katakuri a taste of his own medicine. And we do it better, which is kind of nice. Although we miss out on a lot of different trigger opportunities, but hey man. I guess we go 5 first. Let's see what he gets off this life here. Because as much as I want to play down Mr. 2, just in case he has an Onami in life, or speaking of Onami, I'll pass it up. He's got 5 cards left in hand already. I didn't think he was going to guard our first hit, but smart. Okay, so he's dead. Goes down to 4. It really doesn't matter here, because he can just rotate our life here anyway. Oh, never mind, he can't. He has no Dawn, I forgot. Viola should be pretty good here, but we'll counter out. I want to be able to get down Mom first before I start taking a whole lot of damage. Because next turn he'll probably be able to go 7, if not higher. Right? Because he has 5 Dawn. Oh, I guess he can play 7 cost Mom too. Speaking of which, let's try to clear this real fast. Nice. Pudding, you love to see it. Let's ramp up. We'll pass the turn. So next turn we have 10 cost Mom already. I'll trash my life here. So he goes 5 and 5. I can only take one of these hits, unfortunately. And I don't think... Well, yeah, no. Mr. 2 might be useful here. I won't be playing him next turn, so we're probably just going to drop Mom instead. That seems like the better option, but... Perhaps, maybe? There's another Mom. You'd love to see it. Let's clear this first. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have ran the leader into the Nami there. Let's go with this first. Just in case we play Mom down. I guess it wouldn't matter, actually. You can Capone it, but that wouldn't make any sense. So I guess it wouldn't matter which way I decided to do that play. There's a Pudding. He gets a Lin. Okay, cool. So he has Big Mom for next turn. And that's assuming he only has 1 in hand. We go 7 lead. I have no choice but to take this hit. Another Mr. 2. Yeah, sure. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Veggie. Appreciate you. I mean, you can have it. A 0-cost event. We've got 4K counter in hand. I need to try to clear board. Nice. Okay. Let's go 5 lead. Okay, that counter works. Oh, that's even worse. Let's heal 1. Can we get there? I need to survive. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, we got there, we got there. We're chilling, boys, we're chilling. Now, you might say, if he would have just donned up everything, he might have had game. Maybe. Maybe. You thought. Well played, buddy. Well played. Unless he gets a Veggie or Sanji off these lives here, I think we have the game. Okay, first one's good. Come on. Okay. We go 12 here, and then we go 12 with Pudding. Watch, he's gonna dump his whole hand, and then he's gonna win next turn. Watch. Calling it now. 13, by the way. My bad. Uh-oh. You all got it? Nice. I forgot to mention, I don't know how many games we're gonna play today. We'll probably, maybe 1 or 2 more games after this, depending on how long this one is. Because I think we've already gotten... What? Maybe more games than any other video, I think. What is it? Maybe like the 6th match, I think? I don't know, I lost count. Somewhere around there. Like 5, 7, somewhere around there. In any case, I guess we're playing the mirror match today with Pudding versus Pudding. We did get to go second, so... Right? Math? Yeah, we got to go second. Which is ideal curve for Pudding, considering most of your big moms and stuff. Being able to ramp into them early is what you want to do, so... Katakuri is on 6 Don, which is on even curve. The Mr. 2 is on even curve as well. You want to go second, boys. It's a Lin Lin and an Onami, which is not bad. Let's go ahead and take the Lin Lin. This is like one of the only scenarios where I would ever opt to play down Flampe to use her ability. Considering we are a 4-life leader, ripping a life, unless you're playing in hell, is very scary. So, oof. These aren't the best. Yeah, we didn't have very good choices there. Alright, we'll pass it up. Hopefully they don't have curve right now. Please don't. If they don't have curve, that means their hand is not the best as well. Darn it. Alright. 5 lead. Nami can't pop anything relevant, so I'm not going to take this hit. Viola. We have no Katakuri, no way to ramp up here safely. So let's go ahead and just poke them. What do they give me? A Veggie? Alright. Not bad. I got a blocker Sanji. Goes 7, 6. Thought that was 2 Don. I don't have any 2Ks besides the 1. I'd rather not lose the Viola there, so... Oh, never mind. We could 0 cost event. There's another Nami. Not good to see. Well, actually, we could give Lin Lin Banish and try to go for the life here. And it's probably better to do that. And it feels awkward, because we're normally on 10 Dawn by turn 4. So they guard it out. We'll clear this. Nice. I'll remove the Katakuri. We're looking good. Big Mom should be coming down here. Imagine they don't have it. Yeah, Big Mom's coming. It's 5. Zero cost event, not great. There's Mom. They wanted me to take that hit too. It's crazy. There's 2K. We have 2 more Moms to go. Yep. Really? 2 of them back to back is crazy. Yeah, you're cool. Keep searching, it's fine. They got a 9 cost Mom. Let's rip a life and heal. 1 damage to go. I think we can survive here with the 0 cost events, but I could be wrong. I imagine we'll be fine. Unless they run like Kaido or something. They pop our blocker. Or another Mom. That's fair. I really don't want to take this, but I have no choice. We won't use this as well. 13K. Right? 12. Yeah, we have just enough to counter out of that. But that's our whole hand, unfortunately. He swung 13, we have 14K counter. I can't give him all that information just yet. Let's give this banish. Let's go 12 lead. Yo, it's so cool we get to do this in a game, by the way. Just give like Big Mom banish. Just like, what do you do? And it's not even a homie character. That's awesome. Imagine running the banish with the double attack. Just being able to do that consistently would be kind of scary. They've got 7 in hand. I got math correctly. They need 5K counter here. I think if this hits, we just win game. Alright. I could go 11 with pudding and hope this is enough. Come on. Nice. A spooky hand over there. Huh. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last game. Actually, no, you know what? We'll do one more after this, and then that'll be the last game. I don't normally get to play around against Odin, or see Odin very much in general, but I do hope that he can come back or actually make somewhat use of himself in OP08 once the law disappears, because he seems like he's a very, very strong deck, and he does gain access to some new red stuff in OP08, which is more so like animal based, but still. The green cards with minks and stuff might be pretty good. In any case, that's a 10 cost Mom. And a Paro Sparrow on life. So we're looking good. We're looking good. They got a Ryuma. Goes 5. Sure, we'll take this all day. Thank you. Okiku. We definitely want to ramp up here. Doesn't matter who we play down. We can save the Mr. 2 for later when he gets closer to the Newgate turn, if we make it that far. Let's go 6 lead. That's fine. Yep. Oh, Izo. Speaking of Izo, I think that card is really, really strong, man. And Newgate and Odin, I think it's really good and underappreciated for what it can do. Especially when your leader can become a 6K and you can discard 1 card to -2 on something. It's pretty terrifying. -2,000. But yeah, it's pretty terrifying. Drop Mom, do Mom things. There goes a 2K counter. Sorry, buddy. And we'll try to clear this if we're able to. Nice. We'll force him to get rid of a card in hands or give me a 2K. Due to Izo's ability. Sure. Puts me down to a 5, and we'll pass turn over. I don't think we play anything for 8 Dawn here. I think he'll need to have blockers on board to try to survive until next turn. Yep, that's rested. Wow, you're brave. I mean, I could counter out, which is probably the right thing to do, but big moms are important. 7 face. That's not a problem. 3 Dawn open for events. Oh, well, good game, bud. 2 Dingeros in hand, a Hody Jones, Mihawk, and a 2K counter. No counter on Killer. They get a Hiyori, which is kind of irrelevant here in the scenario. Well played, though. It's pretty good. More moms are coming. I know some people are pretty excited for Red Purple Luffy in OP08. And that's when we gain access to the structure decks, because he does get a lot of new cards, which will make this leader pretty spooky. So I don't know if he's playing with them here in this particular build or not. He might just be running OP08 stuff. Either way, I think this leader is going to be pretty strong once that stuff does come out. But being a 6K body in the upcoming meta, or just the meta in general, is it's pretty hard for a lot of decks to swing over still. And the fact that he can ramp up really quick and utilize big moms as well in his builds, oh boy. That's pretty scary, man. Let's go ahead and do this. Get down a Pero Sparrow. We have a Pudding and Mr. 2 in life, which that's pretty bad, but what am I going to do about it? I think getting the body down is the better play. I don't really care about the Viola right now. He's only at 5 Dawn, so we know 1 Dawn's going to attach to Zoro the swing here. Yep. 4 Dawn open. Ramps up 1. We have to guard here. Just in case he has the law, you know what I mean? The 4-cost law to give him to discard cards. Another Katakuri. Let's go 5 here. Nice. 7 open. Can't really ramp right now. I could play the blocker to flip it face down, then attack with Pudding and ramp 1. And then we have 5 Dawn left, so I cannot Katakuri here. But I can Bond Clay. And this will push us to 10 Dawn next turn. And then we'll just go 7K lead. This deck is so fun to play. A little bit strong, but very, very fun to play. It's nice not having to run into RP Law. So, I'm sorry for all you Law players out there that spent a lot of money on the deck. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Nami into what? Rad Beam? No, Luffy. 10 cost Luffy. Okay. This man's about to drop 10 cost Luffy on me. That's wild. Nah, we'll give you my whole hand, actually. I don't need these at all. Because I'm already ramped up completely. And then Onami is not really going to help me here in this scenario because I don't have Mom on board just yet. 0 cost event, Big Mom. Let's copy the Sanji's power. See if we can get at least some cards out of hand here. If this attack goes through, that tells me he doesn't have anything. Okay. Alright, let's burn the life. We'll pass the turnover because I can't swing with anything else. We have the 0 cost event in hand as well. So I would think that he would attack with everything and then drop the Luffy. I'll block out. This way he's forced to attack into that with something else. Come on. 6K. Nice. I'll put that on Bon Clay. That way he can't swing for 12. Oh, why though? Why are you swinging? It's crazy. Oh, that's right. He's gonna drop Luffy here, so he had to swing. Fair. I think that Beji right there really helped me kind of just like win, maybe. Well, I guess not necessarily, right? Because he goes up to... I could still potentially have enough counter with whatever card that is in my last life. Because I have the 0 cost event in hand, which will push me to 9. So I need one more counter card to be able to block for the Luffy there. Because the 12 is going to get through no matter what. We'll trash that. And the only reason why I trash it is because I know I'm safe here. We get the Pero down on board. I don't think he can do anything else here. I think the only thing he can do is put down a blocker, but it's still not going to help him win. Unless he's got a lot of events in hand for the 4 Dawn. 7 cards. 1 Rad Beam is one thing that we've seen so far. This might be a dumb idea, but we're just going to go 22k. Like this really is probably a dumb idea. But if he's got it, he's got it. This ain't Newgate. Uh-oh. Double Rad Beams. Oh boy. 2. Ain't no way. Nice, well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video in which today we played around with OP08 Charlotte Pudding. I had a lot of fun with this leader, and I am going to continue to play her, and hopefully I get a feel for the ratios and stuff and what I want to do with the deck. I think the deck has a little bit of wiggle room, but I also think you have to have a lot of key staple cards, which you must have to do well with it, like the Bond Clays, the Katakuris here, obviously your Big Moms. Some of these slots are accounted for, and they cannot be interchanged with other cards, so you have just a little bit of wiggle room that you can do a little bit of flex picks with, such as Katakuri into the 7-drop Mom, into the Newgate, the Onami. There's a little bit of room here, and I've taken out the 7-cost Mom in the final variation here, in which I want to utilize Katakuri. I do think Katakuri is going to be pretty good in this list, let alone just going forward, because we are probably going to run into a bunch of Bonnie decks, and the 8-cost Kid is very difficult to deal with sometimes. Being able to use Bonnie to rest a leader or arrest one of your Big Moms, and then you can't really swing over the Kid, is quite strong. I think this leader in general is really hard to deal with Pudding. I could be wrong, maybe it's just me, maybe it's a skill gap thing, maybe I need to get good, but I feel like this is a very tough matchup for Pudding just in general. So I think Katakuri is going to be very, very useful into that match, just to remove the Eustace Kid. I think I mentioned Ragnarok is another idea. I don't remember. I might have mentioned this. I probably didn't. Maybe I did. But this also is something I might want to play around with. This allows me just to pop the Eustace Kid as well. But the downside to it is it's a 5-cost, right? And if I'm not having trouble with Bonnie, if I'm not running into Bonnie, this feels like a dead card in that matchup, because I kind of could run over my opponent with the Big Moms. This is why I think Katakuri is more universally accepted, just a lot better overall into this deck, into Enel Katakuri, just in general. Very, very good card. The other option that I was playing around with, I haven't put too much testing into it, but something I do want to try a bit is the Kaido and Linlin over the Katakuri. This could be pretty scary. Now, the matchups in which I'm worried about would be Black Yellow Luffy if he has Sabos on board, Gekko Moria if he has Sabos on board. But the thing is, with this card and how fast you ramp, remember, we can drop a Linlin on turn 4. So being able to play this down on turn 4, minus 10 Dawn, and then kill everything on board, and rip a life from your opponent is pretty strong. So this might be something I might be looking into for this build. So further testing, I'll let you guys know. We'll do another video here when it comes closer to OP08 release. You might even do another video on this sometime next week. I don't know. But leave your thoughts, your opinions, your comments down below on your Pudding variations, your Pudding deck, what you guys are running, how do you guys think this build should turn out, what do you think is something I should try when it comes to Pudding, do we have similar lists, you know, all that jazz. Either way, I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to smash the like button so we get these videos floating around. If you guys actually like the video, you like the comment here, please hit that like button so we get these videos out there, man. Come hop in the Discord. Come tell me I suck. It is what it is. I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.